Well, thank you for joining us here live on FQTV for another thrilling evening of NPL action in Queensland. Wynnum Wolves are here to take on St George Willawong and what promises to be an electrifying encounter. Well, the football community was hit hard after Cyclone Alfred, but the locals have really rallied around the clubs. If you haven't already seen it, you should have a wee look on Wynnum Wolves' Facebook page and see all the hard work going on to repair their ground. But with that, today's match is being played at Perry Park, usually the home of Brisbane Strikers. They've assisted here in providing the venue for this match. Well, both teams have had a relatively mixed start to the season, and tonight's match is crucial for both St George and Wynnum Wolves. Wolves have faced some tough opponents in their opening two games. They suffered a 3-1 defeat at the hands of Gold Coast United, followed by another 2-0 defeat to the other Gold Coast side, Gold Coast Knights. But those are two sides you would expect to be battling towards that top end of the table. But they will be looking to bounce back against newly promoted St George Willawong tonight. Well, St George have also had a challenging run. They had a hard-fought 1-1 draw against Eastern Suburbs, but they also fell to defeat to Gold Coast United. Both sides do have a host of talent. For Wynnum Wolves, they will be eyeing Francis up top for them. Despite their struggles at the start of the season, he has been playing relatively well, and he is crucial in the way they play as he brings others into the match. Well, St George, they do have a host of talent as well. Jankovic in the middle of the park, he will be one to watch. He's very good at unlocking defences with his vision and passion ability. But we all know in goals for St George, Popovic, he has been there for quite some time now, and he is some keeper, and it usually takes something special to beat him. St George did go down to 10 men in the last game, with Deng getting a second yellow card for a late foul. Both sides know how important this could be so early on already as they look to try and kickstart their seasons. Both sides will look at this game as very winnable. My name is Alan Kroll, and I'm thrilled to take you through this action as football is back in Brisbane. It is Wynnum Wolves who get us on the way, attacking right from left in their classic Borussia Dortmund kits. St George Willawong in the all-white. Sides will look, try and get a fast start. There's Yabo, Meredith. Getting a few early touches. I did see the ground was heavily watered before the start of this game with the under-23s playing just before them. A little bit of space early on here for Wolves. It goes across. Maeda was there on the edge of the box. It does come back here, and they're still going. Gets it across, and the offside flag I think is up there, or possibly, more likely, the ball just going out to play. Sharif back to Popovic, another player that has played for St George for off and on for quite a while. Sharif did play with the club back in the days of Football Brisbane, and that was a separate entity. Popovic as well was also one there, and a player that might be a big miss today for St George. Darcy Pearson isn't in the squad. Six promotions in 9 years for St George, and they're finally at the top division. And that delivery goes all the way to back post as Jojiv was the target. Pfizer keeps it in. Jankovic looking for that 1-2. Retrieve again back. St George with a little spell of possession. It is Thompson. Good movement by Davey to get across. Simmons just not quite able to keep that ball down as it bounced in the middle of the park. And Sharif will dink over the top, trying to find a run here of Simmons. Simmons does really well to shrug off his opponent, but it is the captain who comes across and turns that away for a corner kick. Nice wee move there from St George. There's a deep delivery. Sharif was the target. It's headed away. Shot does come in, but that's not troubling anybody at all as it goes all the way through. As Galay will happily see those ones go out. Francis, the target man for Wynnum Wills. Didn't quite win it, but still did enough to get the throw deep inside St George's territory. Izimoto wants to play it back. Kiok. Great run from Imoto, he's still going, and it might just have gone there for a corner. It has done. The referee made the decision. It's another good run. Imoto causing all sorts of trouble in the St George's box. It's Meredith to take this corner. You can see that Wynnum Wills here. Graham Fife just instructing these players to go right on top of Popovic. Popovic isn't the tallest of keepers. It is a deep one. I don't think MD got a touch on that, and it goes all the way through for a goal kick, and that will do for St George. Popovic in goals. He does get that quite often as he's trying to target his height, but he is a fantastic shot stopper, as we've seen throughout the many seasons he's played for St George in Queensland. Meredith, Yabo, now Graham, the captain. Francis lays it off. Here's Maeda. Lofthouse, a little bit of room in the middle of the park there for him. There's Graham, the captain. Back to Yabo. Meredith. Well, in that defeat to the Knights, Wynnum Wills did have a lot of possession in the early stages, and it did cause quite a lot of trouble for the Knights. They just weren't clinical enough with their chances. Hill started up top that day for them, and he also very similar build to Francis. But definitely when Francis came on in that second half, you did see a bit more of an impact from Wolves. Things started to tick along a bit more. It's a lovely ball. Here's Francis. Tries to let fly. It looked like they just collided. The referee did have a wee look and thought about it. Certainly Didn't seem like an awful lot in it. Of course, there is absolutely no VAR at this level. Some will say, thank the Lord. Here's Maeda. Yabo. Maeda again coming out on that left side. Usually likes to play more central. Done well there to break the line. Here's Milkovic. Keok just going straight back into trouble, and he is caught slightly off the ball here. Keok is in an early yellow card as well here for Jankovic. I was a little bit late. It's Maeda to take this free kick. Wynnum Wolves looking to get the lead early on here. Maeda looks like something off the training ground. Imoto does get it across. It's knocked away. No by Weiser. Graham's giving it away, and St George look to get up the park as quickly as possible while he's not back. It's Milkovic doing his defensive duties. Again, St George try and go very direct, but there's miscuing the pass, and that will go out for a throw. Lofthouse. It's just gone. St George's thrown, much to the frustration of the Wynnum Wolves bench. George again looking to go very direct. Wynnum Wolves happy to keep possession. They'll look to try and break as quickly as possible. Mackenzie in the middle. Main man in the middle. Afternoon almost getting in the way. Lovely switch of play. Lofthouse loves to run it. Backline Lofthouse takes a little bit of a heavy touch there. Popovic just didn't quite bring it under control. You could see what he was trying to do. Just a wee bit of a heavy touch. It's given away. Francis shrugging off the defender. And he lays it across. That's Maltby hitting the side netting. Again, it's Francis using his body really well. St George just have to be careful. George, of course, got their own target man in George Eve. At the moment, it's Wynnum Wolves who are having the better of the opening 10 minutes here at Perry Park. Maltby doing really well to get away here. He's got a couple of targets. Maeda screaming for it on the edge of the box, but good defending from St George, and Sharif now able to get up the park, and it looked like he was shoved in the back there by Imoto. The referee agrees. Don't think there was an awful lot on there for St George, so I think they would take a free kick in that area anyway, just to relieve a little bit of pressure. Popovic trying to pick someone out, but it's given straight back to Wolves, and pressure is back on them. Here's Lofthouse. 3-on-1 here with Lofthouse. He goes back to Maeda. Meredith. Left foot delivery. Francis was there. And I tell you what, that was a great piece of defending there from Sharif. We won't be able to see it back there, unfortunately, from the replay, but he watched Sharif watching Francis. That delivery goes in. Tremendous defending from a centre back, but St George just keep putting pressure back on themselves as they give it away inside their own half. There's Maeda picking it up. Ball through to Francis. The flag has gone up as he does find the back of the net. That looked a little tight there on Francis on initial viewing. But St George putting pressure on themselves as Wynnum Wolves working extremely hard to pick the ball up as high up the pitch as possible. A little bit of room on this near side now for Thompson. Simmons is inside, a little bit of confusion in the middle of the park as Wilson lets it go. Isaac back to Wilson. Now here's Davey. Nakatani not picking anyone out there. Not quite sure he was looking for it. Maeda intercepting. Scully, and that's a bit of a loose pass as well. And there could be an opportunity for St George. It comes across! And St George have the lead. Jankovic with a tap in. We spoke about him at the start of the match. They get a little bit fortunate. But St George get their goal, and it comes arguably against the run of play. Scully just making the mistake in goals, so Wynnum Wolves putting pressure on themselves. St George work hard to win it high up the park. And Jankovic is there to tap home, and St George take the lead. I think Wynnum Wolves will feel a little bit hard done by here. Had great opening 15 minutes. St George Zimoto. Jankovic trying to get through to Lofthouse. Sharif just doing enough. Confirming that the goal was scored by Jankovic, not Davey as it was mentioned on screen just before. Here's Maeda as Wynnum Wolves look to respond straight away. Francis dinks it towards the back post, and it was Imoto coming in there as well. I think if they could have picked it out, they would have switched roles there. But great delivery from Francis. Always looking to try and create there. Good ball. Imoto was just a couple inches taller. That was a right good chance. Katani thumping that one away, a new signing for St George this season. Japanese centre back. That's Chris. St George is happy to allow Wynnum Wolves to have the ball in certain areas of the park here. Krisick tries to squeeze that through, and it was a decent ball too. Simmons could have maybe brought that under control. It does hit the heel, which is a bit unfortunate. I wonder if he might have been slightly offside. Mulpey definitely looking for a throw his side there. Izimoto looking again for Francis. Katani watching closely, and anywhere will do. Jabo again. Meredith. It's not the best of passes. He does throw his hand in a little bit of frustration there, the left back. St George have Wynnum Wolves exactly where they want them, although it's a decent ball too. Here's a Moto picking up the second ball. Mulpey plays it in towards Francis. Just beaten to the ball though. Will still pick it up. There's the angle pass. It's headed away from Simmons. Lovely turn from Krisick, and he might be able to break here. There's Simmons. Kovic on that yellow card also opened the scoring. Georgiev plays it across. A great ball from Georgiev. Krisick again, skips away from one. He's inside the box. Krisick! Oh, just by the post. What a goal that would have been. The pass from Georgiev was just extraordinary. And the control inside the box. The wee nutmeg, fantastic. And the goal was gaping. I think it's Maeda who actually gets the touch in the end. St George probably cannot believe they are not 2 goals up here. And at the moment, it's Wynnum Wolves forced to do the defending. Krisick to take. Across, it's Sharif with a header. And Maeda thumps it away. That looked like something that was worked. There's Sharif. George opting to hold possession as Davey. Out now to Thompson. Thompson, little ball over the top is good. Kovic here, using his body well. He goes down from Yabo. Claims of a penalty. Not a lot of claims, obviously. Both players battling shoulder to shoulder. Almost getting goal side. He wins the ball there. Good strong defending from Yabo. Here's Maeda. We'll dig from him. Lovely little layoff. Here's Francis. What a save that is from Popovic. What a move from Wynnum Wolves. And Popovic, that's just a reaction save from the St George keeper. The ball from Maeda. What a little layoff. And Francis has to take that first time. But Popovic gets down and makes a reaction save to touch it onto the bar. Another player we spoke about at the start of the game was Popovic. And he's shown exactly why there. The captain showing the way. As Wynnum Wills looking to get back on level terms. It looked like he was trying to pick out Maeda running on the edge of the box. Doesn't quite work out well. Interestingly, St George have left 2 players up there. As they look to try and counter. Here is Davey. Oh! Almost found the net himself there. Oh, Simmons rather out with the right foot. Oh, bad idea. Wasn't really much else in front of him, Simmons. Tries to catch Galay off his line. And here's Simmons. Looks like he might have just drifted offside, possibly. Not quite. Thompson. I think he's looking for Georgiev there, but Georgiev coming back in from that offside position. Scully opts to go direct this time. It's met from Visor. Here's Lofthouse. Got Meredith to his left. Imoto. Maeda. Imoto. Francis. And trying to hold her up. Milkovic. Lofthouse on the south side of the park. Milkovic. Meredith, if he can keep it in, it's a little bit high, it's a little bit overhit. Wynnum Wills just not quite able to keep that sustained pressure. Well, if you want to keep up to date with all the NPL and FQ action, all the top football across Queensland, make sure you like and subscribe and follow to all the Football Queensland socials. Make sure you watch live to all the top games on stream live on YouTube and Facebook on FQTV. Simmons might get onto here, but Galay quick out to knock that out. There's Thompson's throw. Georgiev playing hard with a Wynnum Wills back line. It's Davey to Sharif. And he goes down against Francis, and that is a free kick in a decent area here for the Saints if they can get something into the box. It will be Davey to take this. I think St George will probably go the direct route. Davey opts to leave that for Wilson. Georgiev might be the target towards the back post here, and it is into the safe hands of Galay. Lofthouse looking to release here if they can get up the park quickly. Wills, Lofthouse just slowing it up. There's Yabo. Meredith. There's Lofthouse. There's Kareem, the captain. Vukovic. Keogh backed again with the skipper. Maeda. Back with Maeda. And St. George just trying to cut those passing lanes. Yabo. There's Thompson. I think St. George played the game relatively well here. Wynnum Wolves have had a lot more of the ball, but haven't been able to do an awful lot with it. After St. George got their goal, had that one cracking chance for Francis. Outside of that, St. George are being very hard to break down. Lofthouse looks to use his pace away. And Sharif. Wolves almost getting a break of the ball. It's Keogh. Lofthouse. It's not quite coming off for them at the moment, is it? Saints frustrating their hosts so far this evening. Here's Simmons using his body well. Needs support, but just gives it straight to Yamato. And Lofthouse not able to get away from his man. Here's Thompson. Lovely control here from Simmons, but he is just offside. Wynnum Wolves had a fabulous season in 2023 when they earned their promotion and winning in the grand final into the NPL. They did really well last year, just ended up just missing out on the finals. Yabo using his body well. Vukovic was there. Here's Maeda. Pass just overhit as Lofthouse looking to break down the left side. They were a mixed bag last season, Wynnum Wolves, that's for sure, winning some extraordinary games and also losing heavily. It was a very interesting season for them. St. George, of course, this is their first venture into the NPL. We said earlier, 6 promotions in 9 seasons. Winning the FQPL 1 last season by 9 points is Sharif. They did have a very disappointing final though at Suncorp Stadium. They led 2-0 at half-time. Mitch Herman did get the brace on that day. He's currently on the bench for St. George. Went down to 10 men in that game and ended up conceding 2 goals in the second half. Second goal scored in the last minute of the game and lost on extra time. Wolves looking to try and unlock this defence. Keogh trying to play it in. Overhit there by the right back. That ends in disappointment. There's Maeda. Imoto. Lofthouse if he can keep it in. Overhit for him, and that has been the day, or the evening so far for Wynnum Wolves. Just those type of passes just aren't quite coming off. Always just a little bit overhit, or the touches aren't quite there. Maeda. Kareem. Over room now though here for Wolves. Imoto coming in on the right foot. Sharif gets the tackle in. Referee says all ball. Claims from the fans on the sideline, but here goes up the other end. It's Simmons now. They can't St George punish them, and that's not the best ball from Simmons. Oh, Sharif claiming he got the ball. Referee saying it was all ball. It looked decent on initial viewing as well from here. What a ball that is, and is just not be just drifting offside. Will still coming at them here. Maeda. Well, if there's one man that can get this Wynnum Wolves team going, it is certainly their head coach, Graham Fife. I say former Celtic and Raith Rovers player. Very successful career. I bet he'd love being out in the park this evening. Gabo again, it's just overhit here. Lofthouse coming short to collect though. Lofthouse again going long. Akatani, Thompson. Francis just catching Davey in the middle of the park. George happy to just let this game slow down, although there is a player down here. Might be those few weeks off from playing football. Possibly as players need to keep up that match fitness. Very difficult when you can't play. As every player will tell you, general fitness not quite the same as match fitness. It might be that St George might be forced into a change here. Simmons is limping off a little bit slowly here. He has had a terrific opening 35 minutes, that's for sure. Almost scored from a spectacular attempt, and it is going to be a substitution for St George Willawong. Just need confirmation on who's coming on, but Simmons has made way. It does look like it might be a little change of shape as well here. Christie is the man that's come on for Simmons. Stay straight into the action as well. Wolves look to try and play it out from the back in a dangerous spot here. Although the linesman has said it's actually gone out of play, and St George will have a corner. There's a left foot delivery of Krisic. It's deep towards Sharif, and he actually manages to win it. One of the smallest men on the park. That's what he's there for, though. Wolves hold strong. It's Thompson. It's Christie. Thompson again looking to win a corner, and he has done here. This is the 4th corner for St George. Can they make something happen with this one? Do have some aerial threat. Georgiev is the obvious target. The last couple of corners have been hit towards Sharif. Georgiev is obviously closely marked. St George look to extend their lead with this delivery. He's knocked away. And Wolves with everybody back defending. Thompson looks to play it up quickly. It's well defended from the home side. Moto has been blocked off. There's Christie. St George looking to play it out from the back. Weiser looking to get it back, but it is behind him, and Multi wins it, but it's battled on again. The referee waves play on at that one. Here's Krisic. St George looking to break up quickly. This is where they're dangerous. Thompson to his right. Does come to Thompson. It's a wee bit short. Does still manage to keep it in, and he wins a throw. He does really well there, Thompson. Meredith back defending. George just not quite playing it right. Krisic. Let's go back to Davey. Maybe playing it inside. Here's Wilson. Wilson knocking it across. Isa back to Wilson. Davey knocking it into an area he was hoping someone was running onto. Good pressure from Wynnum Wolves, winning the ball back nicely. Meredith now rampaging forward, and he is just beaten to the ball. Wilson looks to shimmy back, wants the 1-2, well read. Ayabo to come across and help Meredith out. Now here's Lofthouse, and his players just looking a little bit leggy, tired to get into a position to help from both sides really. Rich. Touch there from Weiser. Out to play it goes. Wolves look to launch Francis quickly, but again, Sharif quickly across to mark out the number 9. Zemoto. Here is Maeda. Maeda might fancy it. Quite get there, Wilson thumps it away. Not long left to go till we get to half time here. Football on the roof. Not quite sure if it will make its way back down. Here it comes. Meredith. There's a delivery. Francis is there. That was a good ball from the left back Meredith into a really good area. Francis just finding his spot. Does get difficult when you have to check your run. It's a lot easier if you can get onto it, but Francis will know he probably should have done better with that one. Loftus with the header. Francis run onto it. Two players on him. Way Christie. That's Davey. Katani. Right, Thompson. Thompson will look long. Lovely switch of play. Krisic probably should have made it 2-0 with his chance. Drive forward for that 1-2. To the ball, Maeda. The Wolves might look to try and launch a counter themselves here if they can get the numbers forward. Referee still not be to keep playing. Thompson underneath that one. End to end here as we approach the half-time whistle at Perry Park. Now Christie. Lovely layoff from Georgiev. Christie looks to get it across. Goes all the way through. Krisic tries to turn. Yabo taking absolutely no chances. Wilson. Pressure still on though here. Isa. No one there really to pick that out. Christie. Christie on the left foot. Couldn't keep it down. Referee saying it's come off the thigh before hitting his hand. Well, Christie is usually better with the volleys at that range. Really snatching at it though. Up and over it goes. Oh, that miscommunication there between the skipper and Keogh. St George probably won't be in any hurry to take this throw, as they'll be delighted to get in at half time with this 1-goal advantage. It's Christie. Get it under control, it's knocked away. Francis battling with Nakatani, and a free kick's actually gone the way of the Japanese centre half. Just both players committed to winning it here. And all eyes on the balls for Francis. Sharif going towards that corner. There's Georgiev on the volley! Wasn't too far away. And the best chance was coming there. Once again, just a long ball over the top. Wolves just can't deal with it. Georgiev timing it well. A little bit cheeky there from Thompson, just trying to run down the clock. Referee acknowledging that fact though. There's Lofthouse. Maeda. Back of Lofthouse. Maeda again. here. Back to Graham, and the referee does bring the first 45 minutes to a close here. There has been a pulsating end as St George go in at half-time in front. There's a goal from Jankovic, who gave his side the lead. Wynnum Wolves did have their chances, and a fantastic save from Popovic, keeping the scores level. But at half-time, game still all to play for. It's Wynnum Wolves 0, St George Willawong 1.
In 2014, when ISIS attacked our country, we faced a lot of trauma. ISIS took me and my family, and they killed a lot of people. Thousands of people are still missing, so we had to leave. We had no choice. Me and my family, we were with ISIS for 20 months. We just had to leave, we had no choice. My cousin and my sister, they sent someone over there to help us escape, and he came with a van, just like a small van. 31 people, we all got into one van. It was very hard, we were all over each other. We drove lights off so no one can see us in that village. We were just hoping to get to a safe place. We were just telling ourselves they will see us, they will find us, because ISIS were everywhere around us. When first arriving in Australia, obviously new country, new place, new life, I felt like I was a newborn to this world. It was very hard for me. I didn't have any friends. I didn't know where to go. I couldn't speak the language. That was probably one of the hardest things for me. I felt lonely. Later on, I told myself, I just have to get up and I just have to find somewhere. Find friends, just go on street, walk everywhere, find people, talk to them, even if I don't know how to speak, just keep working hard. So I started school. When I arrived in Australia in 2018 at Harristown State High School, one of my football academy coaches, he told me, Yashin, you should become a referee. And I was doing a few school games and picking up the flag and running the lines, and he told me, there's a course here in Toomba if you want to do it. Woke up that morning, should I do, should I not, should I do it or not? I just had to make a choice. The course was like starting at 9 o'clock, and I broke up at 10 o'clock, knocked on the door. Hello, who is this? I've registered, sorry, I know I'm late, but I want to become a referee, I want to do this. Once I started the course, obviously, that moment changed my mind. I was telling myself, why did I have to not to come here? Why did I have to be 1 hour late? Changed my mind, absolutely. Changed my life. I was feeling safe there, sitting by 25 people around me, talking to me in a very nice way. I was very excited. Refereeing 100% helped me to become more confident and building leadership. My life has changed a lot. Before I start, the biggest thing is we have to look professional. We have to trust ourselves, believe in each other when we are making a call. If you make a call, just be confident, just make it, okay? We need to believe in each other as well. We are a team out there, we need to look professional and have a good game. Sounds good? No worries. Let's do this. I'm feeling more comfortable, more safer. I've met a lot of kind people. They always help me and support me. I absolutely love refereeing, and it changed my life. I really enjoy it, and I don't do it for money. I just do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I have a lot of people behind the scenes. They help me and support me.
What makes Sally Sally is probably just yeah, how energetic he is, how hard he wants to work for what he wants and everything like that. Yeah, he fights hard for who he cares about and what he likes and what he enjoys. So when you get in Sully's close bubble, you really get to see him grow as a person and how much he enjoys hanging out with people and doing different things. No matter where you are, you always have a good time with Sully.
I think it was like 2 years ago. I was standing up, just a stay, and I was like my friends, Nat and others who were sitting beside me, and they were telling me, will we see you one day anything on this beach? And I told them, yeah, maybe, hopefully. And see, here we are now.
Yeah, true, yeah. Maybe.
Here we are. So since I've become a referee, first year, I just keep working really hard. And I won an award the first year. On my second year, I got onto the FK Academy for 2 years. And then after that, I won the referee of the year in Darling Downs. And I refereed the Darling Downs Grand Final and went to the National Youth Championship. So big steps for me. And obviously, I want to keep growing and keep building that trust. And I'm always confident when I referee. I take every opportunity that I've been given, and I always take it no matter what opportunities I have. And I definitely want to go further. I want to become an A-League referee one day. I know it takes time. It doesn't matter if it's tomorrow, 1 month later, one year, 5 years later. I want to keep building my trust and confidence and get there. One advice I could give to people is never give up. Just keep working hard. Life is hard, but you have to work hard for it. Don't give up no matter what you do. Just keep trust in yourself, keep building trust in yourself. Take opportunities and do it, because if I've done it, I know how it feels. It was very hard for me at the beginning. I've done it, I know I can do it, I know others can do it as well.
How do I feel this time? What's played off?
Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Well, welcome back for the second 45 minutes here. Wynnum Wolves have kept St George waiting an extra few minutes. They are all but ready for the second half fight back. It was that Jankovic goal that is the difference between the two sides. How will Wynnum Wolves respond in the second half? Can St George go on and get all 3 points? Only 2 matches played so far this season, but neither side yet to taste victory in the league. It is Maeda. And the Wolves would love to start this half brightly. Imoto, Sharif. As it tries to break. It's Karim. Yabo. Looking to switch it across. It's brought down by Kiok. Lofthouse gets it across. Not quite going through as Popovic looks to release Wilson quickly. Now Thompson gives it straight to Maeda. The Wolves have it. Lofthouse here. Got a few options in the centre. Lofthouse. He does shape up against Thompson. Lofthouse. Lovely little dink, and it's turned around. Weiser who makes that header, and Wynnum Wolves starting this second half brightly. Karim coming forward now, up from the back. A few big options at that front post. That might be the obvious target. Does go exactly there, but it's headed over. That chance. Just going begging there. I think it was Karim, the captain, who got underneath it. It's a good delivery too. Difficult to hit the target. I tell you, that was some chance from Georgiev. Ball breaks to him, bearing down on goal, and he just, in the end, unfortunately, it was just a bit of a pass back. Francis out muscling Sharif. Support Maltby to his right, dinks it back in. It's knocked away by the centre half. There's Yabo. Yabo again, St George. Oh, we've seen this quite a lot in that first 45 minutes. St George were real smart with their press. They pressed at the right times. They were happy to allow Wynnum to have the ball in certain situations. Here's Francis. Play back in side to Keogh, but it's just a little bit behind him. Certainly always look to try and break in the counter-attack, St George, but you can see even now, they're just sitting on that halfway line. Here's Yabo. Lofthouse. Meredith to Lofthouse. Lofthouse gets away from Thompson there as well. So Lofthouse goes. He's closely fouled, but he concedes the throw, and this is an opportunity again for Wolves. Lofthouse just running straight into Christie. Christie doesn't have too much ahead of him. Christie, and he just gives it straight to Yamamoto. It's Graham. To Keogh. Strong play by Visa. Going a little bit scrappy in the middle of the park. Christie again looking for some options, and he is fouled. Milicic. That'll slow the game down. Was a bit frantic in the opening 5 minutes there. Wynnum was just trying to get back into this game. Really pressing the ball. St George really haven't been able to get a foot on it in the opening 5. But Wynnum will certainly started to brighter in the first half as well, but St George were able to take lead then. It's Keogh. Maltby. Wants it back, he gets it back. Dinked it in, Imoto trying to lay it back to Christie, and it's stumped away by Thompson. There's Lofthouse. Lofthouse again trying to get away from Thompson, but Thompson has done really well to defend him there. Djokovic doing his defensive duty, but what a ball that is too. Krisic needs some options, shifts back onto his right foot, always looking to try and get on that left, and they let him get to his left, but the shot goes well wide. Well, that's the dangers that St George do possess. Great counter-attack, lovely ball from Jankovic. Probably got to do a bit better with that opportunity. Krisic not finding the target. That'll frustrate St George players, but they've done really well to get up to that bit of the park. They've been hounded in the opening stages this second half, and they get that counter-attack. Lofthouse. Imoto. Imoto shifts back to his right foot. It is deep. A little bit too deep for Maltby to keep that in. Gatani on ball, this doesn't quite hit its intended target. Wilson with it. Wilson loses out to Imoto. Here is Lofthouse. Lofthouse using his pace. And it is turned around for another corner here for Wynnum Wolves. Lofthouse is certainly the right ball at the moment. Wynnum, most creative player. Most creative player showing anyway for Wynnum Wolves. Can they respond with this corner? Is the right foot of Maeda. Wilson equal to it. Lofthouse lets the ball bounce, brings it under control. That's not the best of passes, and it's allowed Georgiev to break onto it. He's not the quickest, but he's a big lad. Georgiev tries to find his partner in crime there, but it wasn't able to come off. Again, it's smart. It's really smart from St George. They're not defending that corner for everyone back. They'll leave Georgiev and Krisic forward, and they get something out of it. It just doesn't allow Wynnum to play back when the corner does come out. Here's Imoto. Weiser knocks it down the line. There's Graham, the captain. Yabo. Yabo with a switch again. Always looking for Lofthouse. That's a foul. Relieve the pressure. Hold on Thompson. George doing really well just to frustrate Wynnum Wolves. Wynnum looking to go long this time. Francis brings it down against Sharif. Maeda is forcing it through. And Francis doing really well. Exactly what we said. He brought it down. He brings Maeda into play, but no one else can link up off him. Davy. Thompson. Heavy touch. Comes back to Thompson. Georgiev out in this near side looking to play it back to Thompson. Defended from Yabo. Georgiev just trying to use his body well, and George just can't quite get away with it. Here's Yabo. Prem, captain of Wynnum Wolves. A long spell with them. Club captain. Was part of the team in that very successful 2023 season. Here he is now. And that Spurs team on. That's a great ball from him. Lofthouse, a little bit of room. Back for delivery, and that's well over hit from Meredith. There's a bit of frustration growing in the ranks for Wynnum Wolves. Crane does really well with that ball out to Lofthouse, always looking to go back onto his right foot though. And Meredith will be very disappointed with that delivery. Well, Wynnum Wolves actually making that change here. It is Lofthouse who makes way for Wynnum. It's been a terrific out ball. I'm surprised at that substitution myself. Maeda trying to battle for it. Confirmation it was Newton who's come onto the park after a change from Lofthouse. Or will this be something a little different from Wynnum Wolves? It is Maeda. Again, it's on top of Popovic. He does go down. It's like he's collided with his own player, Sharif, there. He's gone down in the box. Wasn't the best of deliveries from Maeda. Bit disappointing, really. See Sharif colliding with Popovic. Sharif looks like he will be okay though. He was named in the 2024 Team of the Season, Sharif, and it's easily to see why. Relaxing stature certainly makes up with football ability and reading the game. It's a good partnership next to Nakatani. Referee Mackenzie just not quite happy with where that ball was played from. There's Newton, the substitute. Will it be a creative spark? Well, 15 minutes played now in this second half at Perry Park. I think the most frustrating thing for Wynnum Wolves will be the fact that despite they have dominated those 15 minutes, they haven't been able to trouble Popovic as much as they would definitely have liked. In fact, I don't think Popovic has made a save in this second half as yet. The goalkeeper of that quality behind the sticks, you've got to start turning this possession into chances. See, as the game's going on, you know, St George quite happy to just give up possession to Wolves and hit them on the break. Ewan just trying to get to the byline. Here. Maltby. It's a good tackle, Maltby, and it's gone. A throw for St George. Pfizer. Wynnum Wolves win it well though. There's Newton. Needs some options. Either across to Milkovic. Sivic loses out, long ball. And St George have it. And Wynnum put so much pressure on them here. They're doing really well. The challenge. Referee says play on, and this might be the opportunity that Wynnum have desperately needed here. They just can't quite make it happen. It was Maltby bursting into the box, and when it broke it to Francis, there's not enough room to get any conviction on the shot here. Maltby doing really well. That was a right good chance for St George. Wynnum just trying to win the ball back as quickly as possible. Wilson now. Can St George get forward? Thompson. Djordjevic. What a pass from Djordjevic. And now Krisic. Lays it back. Heavy touch. Jankovic on possession, but St George is showing they are still a threat. They've had that one real good chance from Krisic in the second half. Georgiev as well when he was bursting through. It's Keogh. It's Graham to Yabo. Meredith. Ewan just trying to use his pace to get away, but Thompson stands firm as St George have so far in the second half. It's Galay. A little bit more direct. Francis beaten in the air on Nakatani. Referee still saying play on, and Francis, and an awful lot of frustration, just pulling down the centre half. A lot of cheers from the away support just underneath me. Well, we are live at Perry Park, live on FQ TV. It's the only place to keep up to date with all the action in Queensland, especially the top divisions, FQ, PL and NPL action. Make sure you like and subscribe to the social media channels. And Wynnum Wolves find a way back into this one. St George really standing firm. Very strong defensive line. Wynnum struggling to break it down. Here's Newton. Breathe a little bit of life into it. That might actually go a goal kick. The referee said didn't go out of play. St George just thumping it to safety. There's Yabo. Jankovic picking it up, driving. There's Krisic. What's going on his left foot here? Krisic still gone. Takes it across, that's a big chance. Georgiev coming in. I mean, Krisic really creating that on his own, jinking Left to right, gets it onto his left foot. What a delivery that is. I tell you, if it was just a little bit lower, or if Georgiev could jump that wee bit higher, that's going in the back of the net. So there is an injury though in the middle of the park. It's the middle of your screen there. Give both sets of players a chance to get a little bit of a break, I think. Well, the referee has been consulting with his linesman. There might have been something that's going on off the ball there. There's Georgiev possibly using his elbow. Again, a little bit of an unfair advantage. He'll be the second player going into the book for St George. Does look like it was Meredith that took a sore one there. Oh, Popovic coming all the way across and getting involved now. No need for Popovic to do so. Meredith. Popovic is frustrated that Meredith not being told to get off the park here. The referee's got to get control of this. Referee just telling the players, just get on with it. Meredith remains on the park. Francis going through the back there. The referee books Francis for consistent fouling. And he's the first player to go into the book for Wynnum Wolves. There was a substitution for Wynnum Wolves as well. Debele coming on, but here's Christie. Christie looks to get it across and it almost broke for Georgiev. Jankovic will keep her alive though. Here he is. That's well read. Wynnum Wolves might try and break themselves quickly. Jankovic. Georgiev. Here's Debele. Bursting forward, goes down on the challenge of Sharif. And the referee saying it's a dive. Might try and catch that one quickly. It was a good ball. Debele using his pace here. It does go down really easily. Nothing in that. Nothing in that at all. The Wolves need a spark from somewhere. Debele might be the man to bring that. He does have a lot of pace and enthusiasm. Francis is looking a frustrated figure up top there for Wolves, and of course St George, they do have their own quality on the bench. It's a 2024 Golden Boot winner, Fullock, still on the bench. Of course Herman, who scored a brace at Suncorp Stadium in the grand final. Debele. He's just run that out of play. I mean, certainly in the second half, St George have come out just to frustrate Wynnum Wolves, and they've done exactly that. really they've really restricted Wynnum Wolves to relatively nothing in the final third in terms of chances. Here's Georgiev, and he just tries to roll it back onto the left foot, but it's well read from Yabo. Here's Karim. Meredith. Meredith busting forward, plays looks like a blindless pass into the middle of the park. Here's Maeda. Again, they have another chance at it. Kyo. Devley. Maeda. They're forced to go back to Yabo. Wynnum trying to switch the play quickly, but it's too short towards Nguyen. That single goal from Jankovic, the difference here at Perry Park. St George Willawong seeking their first win in the top flight. Here's Graham. Now Keogh. Deblay looking for that 1-2. And he gets it. Oh, he just slips on his onto his feet there. Then after he gets caught. Wynnum really battling, both sides battling in that middle of the park, but it is St George who come away better. That ball is a little bit overhit, but the referee, the goalkeeper doesn't go for it. Which plays it across, and what a fantastic save from Gallet. Well, I thought he shouldn't have left it initially, but I tell you, it's Christie who's bursting in there. That's a big stop from the keeper. Chance is still on though here. Christie on the left foot. Saved again from Gallet. Gets down, meets it well. Debley bundling over Jankovic, and it has gone for a penalty. Debley thought he could have had a penalty himself up the other end, but he bundles over Jankovic. And this is a huge chance for St George to get their second. This could be a colossal moment in this match. Kenzie Janes pointing to the spot. Janakovic winning the penalty. Gallet has saved a few penalties in his career, and he needs to come up with something here for his side. They have had so many chances in this second half. Lots of the ball. It's not able to trouble Popovic. But now St George have one massive opportunity. To extend this lead with 15 minutes to go. There's Jankovic against Gallet. It is left foot, and he tucks it away nicely. And St George Willawong go into a 2-goal lead here at Perry Park. And under the circumstances, that is a great penalty kick from the midfielder. He doesn't blast it, he picks his spot, and he dispatches it nicely. St George 2 goals up. And it is a long, long road back now for Wynnum Wolves. They haven't been able to conjure up much in the second half. They've had lots of the ball. But still, 2-0 might just be a step too far. 15 minutes to try and save something. And Graham Fife responds by making a whole host of changes. Captain has gone off as well. And Hill, doesn't often happen, but Francis and Hill are both on the park here. I mean, it is the last throw of the dice for Wynnum Wolves. Not really much else they can do. Francis coming short, running into trouble. Both Hill and Francis are big target men. That might be what they aim for. There's Krisick. There's Gria. Intercepted Maeda. There's Parker. One of the substitutes, Maeda as well. There's Yabo. Wynnum have so many bodies forward in St George's half. Delightful ball. Comes back to Newen. Newen with the right foot. Oh, just by the post. That's saying something. That is the best chance of the half for Wynnum Wolves. This comes the right. They've got so many numbers forward. Lovely wee layoff here. And he had Popovic scrambling. Parker equal to it. There's Newen. Looking for 1-2 off Hill. Imoto to Maeda. Hill again just beaten to the ball, but Maeda batting with it. Newen, Maeda wants it back and it's overhit towards Maeda. Oh, they've had stages where they've played some good football, Wynnum Wolves. They haven't been able to turn it into really good opportunities. And as we said a few times, Popovic hasn't really had to make a big save in this second half, and I think that's what will frustrate Graham Fife the most. Despite being in a lot of good areas, there are a lot of good threatening areas, haven't been able to do anything with it. Hill and Francis trying to get to it. Anyone will do for St George. There's Imoto. Newen. We'll switch a play now. Here's Parker. Deblay. Moto. And Sharif knocking it away. Took a little bit of Moto with it. They're laid down and out. St George, this is exactly where St George want them. It's Krisick. Can he put this game to bed? Ball towards that back post. Gear clears. Christie lays it off. Kovic on a hat-trick, and he goes down really easy. That was really soft, definitely looking for it. The midfielder. Just see it again for confirmation. When you're on a hat-trick, you're always going to go for it. Looks like he might have hurt himself actually doing that dive. Referee will certainly be adding on the minutes with 10 minutes left to play here at Perry Park. It is the home away from home for Wynnum Wolves today. So George try and eat into as much minutes as possible. Well, before today, between these two sides, there'd only been 2 goals scored in the opening 2 games. Doubled that already today. Well, next up for Wynnum Wolves will be Peninsula Power away from home at AJ Kelly Park on the next Saturday. It doesn't get much easier in this division. Every single team is very tough. St George will host Olympic well at St George's Park. Went all the way through to Popovic. Francis flicks it on. Here's a chance for Wynnum, and they've taken it. Emoto puts it away, and they're right back in this tie. Well, the goal comes when they finally just go right direct. Francis flicking it on. Emoto running off him. And really, for the first time in the second half, that exact move pays off. And Popovic caught really in no man's land. Cool finish from Emoto. And we have a game on our hands here. The final 7 minutes of regular time. I mean, to be honest, it's a goal I really didn't see coming from Wolves. But now they've got their backs up. It's Maeda. Maeda floats it in. It's knocked away from Christie. And Wilson. Here's Krisic. One end to the other here. St George not resting on that 1 goal advantage. Little dink across. It doesn't break for them here. Another call for a penalty. The referee waves away the protest. Nakatani taking absolutely no chances as he knocks it out of play. Francis trying to get head onto that. Emoto. And it's a free kick in a very good area here for Wynnum Wolves. Again, going direct, causing all sorts of trouble for St George. Now we have seen Maeda score from this range before. Can Wynnum Wolves complete the comeback here? The most unlikely comebacks. It is the right foot of Maeda, and it goes up and over. He'll be frustrated with that. I think if you could position the ball in an area where you'd want to take a free kick, it would be probably there or thereabouts. It's enough distance to get it up and over the wall and get it down, but it's always difficult. It's a late one on Gia. And a yellow card as well for Weiser. I'll tell you, Wynnum playing some really good stuff now here. Putting St George, you actually feel the pressure being put on St George. Something they haven't done really since St George went 2-0 up. And Fife making those changes that are making the difference. There's Maeda. Nice little bit of a deep one. Francis, they will knock it back in, and Popovic gets up really well to actually catch that. And he will look to eat into some time as well here, Popovic. Again, it's a little bit of a deep one here from Maeda, but Francis is able to get it back across. Not sure they're much in that with Popovic at all. Hill was trying to get there. That's Fullock, who did come on as a substitute on Georgiev. Christie looking to try and get there. Good change of direction from Newen. Newen looking to play it in. Might go from one end to the other. Dibley just couldn't keep it in. 2 minutes to go of normal time. There will be additional time added, of course, from the referee for stoppages and substitutions. There's Herman. He's beaten in the air. Weiser. So just trying to switch that across to Krisic on that opposite side, but he couldn't quite hit his target. Probably would have been better just to keep the ball there, because Wynnum Wolves are in a hurry here to get level. Hill. Hill touches and turns, looks to get it across. Oh, he doesn't beat the first man. There's Fullock. Battling gear, and he actually wins the ball off him. And the Saints not in any hurry at all to come across to take that throw. All right, now the brace from Jankovic, separating the two sides. Former Lions FC man, Olympic of course. Making a difference for the Saints side. Long it goes. Francis getting there. Hill, a little bit of a heavy touch from Hill. He's got Newen to his left. It's a heavy pass from Hill. Newen working extremely hard, and he wins the corner kick. We are into added time now as the referee is signalling that with his watch. Everyone forward for Wolves, everyone in the box here. There's a delivery, gets it in the near post, it's stumped away from Sharif, it could have gone anywhere. Debele switches it. Again, it's Maeda, another chance, possibly playing it in. He finds Nguyen on the run. Nguyen gets it across, it's knocked away. Christie's there. St. George just holding on. Thompson can't get it away. Imoto back to Maeda. Wynnum Wills definitely huffing and puffing. Nguyen, oh, not in the same wavelength. Francis was looking for it. He was looking for it to feet. And that will just eat into the remaining few minutes. This result might just put Wynnum Wills bottom of the table, depending on how the other results have gone. The referee signalling that that is a throw for St. George. It's Herman who's gone down off the play as well. Linesman's actually given a yellow card there. I think it was given to Yabo possibly. Consultation from the linesman. Oh, they might not have had an awful lot of the ball, St. George Willawong, but when they had it, they were clinical with it. 2 goals from Jankovic is the difference between the sides. Wynnum Wills have made a battling display after going 2-0 down. It might just be a little bit too late. There still is time left though. How much time will be up to Mackenzie in the middle. There's Nguyen Maeda. Maeda looking for some options. There's a switch of play, looking for Debele. Imoto in the middle, asking a lot there of Imoto. He does actually get to it as well. Yeah, giving it away. St. George again trying to break. It's well dealt with. Milikiewicz. Yabo. Out to Maeda. Maeda forced to go all the way back to his goalkeeper. Well, this is where the goal did come from. Again it goes long. Up towards Francis. He doesn't quite win that header this time. George happy to send it back. Screams on the referee. Hill flicks it on. Imoto's it again here! Imoto! And he's managed to squeeze it in! And Wynnum Wills have responded right on full time. It's a carbon copy of the last goal. It's Hill who flicks this one on, and Imoto beats Popovic to it. And neither Nakatani or Sharif or anybody could keep that ball from going into the back of the net. And despite St. George trying to run the clock out, Wynnum Wills are back on level terms and they complete their comeback. Imoto looked like he might have hurt himself stretching for it. Well, Wynnum Wills have certainly shown character. It's going 2-0 down. And I've said it before, I really did not see this one coming. St George felt like the way the game was going, St George had it. But once again, it comes from the long ball from Galea. The flick on. Initially, first one's from Francis. And Imoto runs onto it. And the second one from Hill. Or will there be time at all to continue here? Like St George will be so frustrated they couldn't hold on to their lead. Knocked away. Thompson. Oh, Ewan. Like if you, I said at the start of the game, if you take a draw, I think when the Wolves had wanted all three. The way the game's panned out, I think they would be delighted with this comeback. Looking for a return ball, and it's just gone out of play. It will go for a goal kick. Is there enough time for one last chance here for Wynnum again? Hill flicks it on. Ewan, Francis with it. Francis out-muscled. Thompson happy to go long. Fullock racing to it. And Scalay. Fullock just leaving a little bit on the Wynnum goalkeeper. Dabo. Out to play it goes. We've now played more than 7 minutes of additional time here. That will surely account for the time wasting and the substitutions and the goal, of course. Francis trying to get something onto it. It goes out. So it goes out for a free kick here as Francis will knock on his head. Oh, this is it. Could Wynnum Wolves possibly do it? This has to be the last chance of the day. Galay goes towards the box. Hill's the target. He flicks it on. It breaks here for Francis. In the box, he tries to turn. Debley out-muscled. And St George get it away, and that will be the full-time whistle. A stunning comeback from Wynnum Wolves from 2 goals down on the 75th minute. They really didn't look like getting back in this game, but they battled hard. They showed character. And they pulled level with just minutes remaining. 2 really carbon copy goals. Flicked on from Hill, flicked on from Francis, and Imoto putting them on level terms. St George will feel frustrated because they really kept Wynnum Wolves to not much up until that point. But it's finished here in the NPL Queensland. It's finished. Wynnum Wolves 2, St George Willawong 2.